I thought it taught a Bitcoin. I thought it taught a Bitcoin. Where'd it go? Where did it go? Oh, up. It's the Morning Cryptos. It is day number 120 of my 90-day challenge, week number 18. And a lot has changed since July 31st, particularly in my ability to read a chart and make a decision and make a move. And, so today we're looking at Bitcoin approaching 10,000. And, I had very little Bitcoin. I sold a lot of it back in the summer, and I diversified into other cryptos, and I was watching this. I'm going to make it a little bigger here. I was watching this sideways channel on the 1 hour chart, just like I have it here, and I'm going to just draw you a little circle. The other day, I saw this, and right here, I don't know how to draw an arrow. Whatever. Get out of this. So right down here, I was like, you know what? I have some Litecoin that I was thinking of taking profits in at 91. I had 13 of them on Bittrex. It took me a little while to get back into Bittrex because my computer was acting weird, and so I was able to get back into Bittrex finally after proving to them over and over again that I was who I was. And I sold my Litecoin at basically 78, I think. 78 or 80, something like that. And then I bought that amount of Litecoin. Whatever I got from that, I slapped that into Bitcoin here at 82-ish. The 82-ish mark. And then I went to bed. And these sideways trading channels, people, are really, really tradable. Even for newbies like you and me. So start paying attention to them. I was able to get into Bitcoin at the exchange. Instant trade, boom. And now I'm in profit. So it went up 10 times plus. So, interesting times to be alive. So people, start looking at these charts because people are saying Bitcoin is going to 100,000. I don't know. I think we're going to have some serious pullbacks at some point. And the other thought is I could sell my Bitcoin here and buy something else, but there's nothing else I really wanted to buy at the moment. So I'm just going to hold it and see what happens. It may come all the way back. So, again, you have to be willing to lose as well as win. All right, so let's look at the news. Speaking of news and lose, let's see what's going on. 10,000 or 110,000, three things you didn't know about Bitcoin prices. We are at 95.68. Whoa, big picture. Bitcoin prices continue to surprise both crypto markets and the wider investment community with their unique growth. Unique growth, people. Even the most optimistic short-term price expectations now look conservative as Bitcoin prices reach 9,000 and some markets top the magical $10,000 value. Did you realize just how much Bitcoin is growing? Depending on where you are and who you are, the most popular virtual currency really is becoming the economic miracle accessible to everyone that its pioneers envisioned it to be, as long as you don't want to actually use it for money, as money. If you want to use it as store of value, it's working. In honor of Bitcoin reaching a major milestone, here are three things you didn't know about the popular digital currency. Nice. So this guy, Parabolic Trav, charting parabolic trends for a long time. I use curved lines and not linear lines because linear lines are for non-exponential trends. When I draw the trajectory of Bitcoin intersecting all tops and all bottoms, this is what I get. Swoop, baby. Swoopy swoop. Bitcoin is parabolic in terms of trend analysis. Bitcoin has always presented a great unknown. Cycles of fast upticks followed by major corrections have made all but the biggest proponents uneasy about forecasting the future. That's nice. These same peaks and troughs have led traditional investment sources to predict Bitcoin's impending final doom, zero, or as good as worthless, once allegedly groundless enthusiasm runs out for good. This week, however, as 9,000 comes and goes without a jitter from major markets, analyses have taken a whole new horizon. The so-called parabolic trend, which until recently seemed eccentric, is now a topic of serious consideration. And if you look at any exponential curves, just Google exponential curves, you can see exponential curves that look like Bitcoin in a bunch of different areas, whether it's viruses, whether it's new technology. That's kind of, I guess, what they're talking about. As social media personality Parabolic Trav aptly demonstrates, a four-figure Bitcoin is now nothing frightening. Rather, it's just the tip or base of a potentially giant iceberg. When I draw the trajectory of Bitcoin intersecting all tops and all bottoms, this is what I get. He wrote today, commenting his personal trajectory for Bitcoin prices. These, prior to the next correction, could reach an unthinkable $110,000. So, with that kind of hypnosis flooding the market, people, and again, it's not a bad thing. It's just what people believe. The price goes up if more people believe in buying and holding than people believe in selling. And you'll always have both, because there are people who are like, well, I'm going to take profits and I'll get back in when it drops. Well, the question is, it has dropped always, but can you catch that drop? Are you in the right place to take action on it, or are you someone who just needs to hold down for dear life? Hang in there, keep doing your breathing exercises, and keep hanging on. So despite Venezuela's dramatic slip into dependency on fiat alternatives eclipsing India in the headlines, the southern Asian nation is still driving up Bitcoin prices in its national markets this week beyond 10,000. Unocoin, one of India's big three exchanges, together with ZebPay and CoinSecure, currently asks for around 700,500 rupees or $10,000 per single Bitcoin. For a country where exchanges are adding hundreds of thousands of new visitors or users every month, this is a telling trend that is likely to stay. So Bitcoin is now in the top 30 currencies in the world. Okay, it's a top 30 currency. Boom. All right, so that's all we need on this, baby. I mean, it's gonna go. It's going, and there will be profits taken. There will be pullbacks. Let's look and see where those pullbacks are going to be. We have support here, and we have support here, which was resistance, right? And let me see if I can pull this chart down a little bit. We have the goal, 10,000, right? So it could also come back as far, perhaps, as this. Come here, you silly little thing. Stay. Okay. So just keeping a look at Bitcoin. If we have a sideways channel, pay attention to it, right? It'll probably be up here in this range if it's a sideways channel. And if you haven't gotten in yet, pick a dip and get yourself some just to be sure. I mean, even $100 in it at this point, you know, enough money that you can handle it when it has a correction. That's the deal. You have to know your own personal emotional state to know, okay, if I put $100 in or $20 or $1,000 or whatever you're going to put in, are you willing to lose it all? Not because you're gonna, but because you have to have that attitude. It's called non-attachment. That's why trading these cryptos can actually be part of your self-improvement program. Because if you can handle the uncertainty, it's literally a mirror of life. We don't know if we're all going to still be here next year. I mean, seriously, we have a guy in the White House who doesn't seem to understand the power of nuclear deterrence, right? And we have a guy in North Korea. The two of them could go at it, and the rest of us could be screwed, right? However, if we can pull things together as the human race and keep going, there's a good future here that is way better for you and me than it has been looking. So that's my philosophical thing. Let's check in with all the other markets and see what the hell is going on before my computer crashes again. And Bitcoin Cash. Let's get to a 1-day chart. Bitcoin Cash. This is another place where I caught a sideways trading range, and this one I think I caught down. Oh no, yeah, Bitcoin Cash. I didn't catch down there. Where the hell did I get in? Oh, it was over here. I was looking at it on the wrong chart. But the 1 hour chart, okay. So, here I looked like a freaking genius because I got in right here. This is where I got in, right here. And these sideways trading ranges, it was getting narrower and narrower, and boom. Okay, so let's look. Stop. Kindergartner could use this mouse better than me, but I'm still doing it. Okay, so here we have on the 1 hour chart a sideways trading range, and we have pretty good support at the 1520, 1530 kind of range. We also have tops here. You could call that a double top or a triple top, right? But it's now in this trading channel. If it comes down here to this point, you might want to get some, right? So Bitcoin Cash, keep an eye on it. I never did the 1 day chart of Bitcoin, so let's look at Bitcoin again, 1 day chart. And you have the $10,000 target up here. You have its support in this area. We're all kind of expecting a significant correction, but it may not happen just yet. Bitcoin Gold. All right. Double top on the 1 day chart. Let's look at it on the 1 hour chart. Boom. Sideways trading channel. But it's going down. We might have had a flip. So Bitcoin Gold, no buy, no sell recommendation, but watch this channel. You see, because sometimes it comes down, and if it has support, then it can lift, but it hasn't lifted much. So just keep an eye on Bitcoin Gold. Dash, we are in a sideways trading range, and I'm now getting my Bitcoin mining payout in Dash, as I've said before, and that's sweet. It's sweet, because Bitcoin's up and Dash is up. So I'm definitely in the money on my mining payouts every day. And the problem is, you can't get them right now. They're hard to get. Okay, so Dash, we're going to keep an eye on this. It looks like it's consolidating and building support. Let's check a 1 day chart. Hope I'm not going too fast for you guys, but I want to get you in and out of here in less than like 100 minutes. I want to get in and out. And again, this is the first time I've looked at the charts this morning, so I'm doing this for me as well. That's why you get it free, okay? If I was just doing this for you guys, I'd have to charge it. But right now, what I'm doing is sharing my own process every morning, and that's the discipline part of trading, is to be consistent in paying attention to what you need to pay attention to. So we have a nice kind of step here with Dash, and I would look to see it probably start consolidating a little bit. There may be a little bit of a pullback, but right now it's looking like it's strong, and it's going to stay strong unless something challenges it. Now, EOS, this is my biggest success here, is I got into EOS a number of places coming down, but I really nailed it right here at this sideways trading channel. And these, to me, when you see, and it's like everywhere else, the news is everywhere else. and nothing's happening. That's why I look through all of these every day. Where's the one that's nothing happening? Where is the nothing happening that's about to happen, right? So EOS definitely moved like a crazy thing, and that's good because it's a great project and it's low. It's still only $2.71 for something that will probably be trading at the $300 to $500 range within a year. So that to me is really good news, and it's going to come up here and it's going to test this resistance at 4 at some point. I don't know if it's going to do it today. It probably won't, but it will probably consolidate a little bit, so I'm keeping an eye on EOS. Ethereum, finally, really, our patience has paid off, people. Hanging in. We had a huge double top for the longest time. We had a huge correction. Then we had kind of another attempt, another big correction, and then we had the sideways channel for the longest time, and now it's boosted. So look for it to consolidate here. I don't know if it's going to go up or have a correction, but again, all things are possible in cryptos. So let's take a quick look at the 1 hour chart. So we had some decent sell-off, but it recovered nicely, and it didn't even test this support here. It probably will at some point. Zoop. The thing is just to be ready for whatever it does and to have a plan. I kind of see resistance there, and it's right at that resistance, so that's going to be support. So the next little spot is this resistance. So you have your 3 kind of zones here. You have your channel, and if it drops to the bottom of this channel, that's a buy signal, right? If it stays below this line and gets tighter, that might be a buy signal as well. Or you can go ahead and take profits if you have profits, right? And then you can plan on buying back when it gets lower. Right now, I'm considering Litecoin, Ethereum, and Bitcoin to be places where I'm going to put profits or use as my funds to fund other purchases. So that's kind of the way I'm using the 3 of them. Although Dash is a little more flexible in that it's a better currency than Bitcoin for sure, and it has a lot more going for it than Litecoin. Litecoin is seems to be fairly simple and not as full-featured as Dash, but whatever. Okay, IOTA. Again, I do not own any IOTA. I'm keeping an eye on it, and we're young in this project, and it looks like it's boosted, and it's going to test its resistance here. So if IOTA was traded on Bittrex or in the Exodus wallet, I would have definitely been interested in it, but it isn't yet, so just keeping an eye on it. Litecoin had a little profit taking, some pullbacks, so that's cool, but it actually went to my sell stop that I had for the longest time at 91 something. Boom, right? I knew it was going there, but for me, I closed out my one position at around 78 right here because I had enough profit and I saw that Bitcoin was about to move, so I moved it into Bitcoin. So this is a move here, so between 79 and 89, that's $10. But I got in on a Bitcoin move that was over 1,000 by using this leverage. That's what we're talking about, people, by cranking your crypto, okay? You don't have to go into a Ponzi scheme to do it. Our markets are moving right now. This is historic. Don't waste this. This is like you're in at the right time, and now it's going to rock and roll. There will still be corrections, so hang in, fasten your seatbelts. It's going to be a wild ride. NEO, keeping an eye on it. Sideways trading channel. It started to boost. I don't have any. Just keeping an eye on it. Omise Go, I got some. And let's see what we're doing on the 1 day chart. Shazoopy doopa doopa. All right, so when we say go, I think I'm in the money now. I had started buying back here, and I wasn't in the money quite yet because I saw these bottoms here, and I was working with those. And I got in more on a fundamental thing that this is going to be good. I didn't at the time really get in looking at the chart the way I do today. So you're going to make mistakes and hopefully learn from those mistakes. And sometimes those mistakes don't bite you. Sometimes they do, though. So when we say go, keeping an eye on that. Quantum. Nice. I have quantum and I'm holding because I think it's going to 30. I think it's actually going to 100, right? Quantum and EOS are kind of really good projects, and I have a lot of faith in the team, and they're well funded, and they know what they're doing, and that counts for a lot in this market. So, I mean, they're even talking about putting their own satellites up in space for their blockchain. So, interesting stuff, Quantum, and keeping an eye on it. Doing well in it right at the moment because I started getting in around 10, I think. Monero. Monero looks like it's consolidating. It's had a big move. And I've about doubled my money. I only have a little bit over one. So I'm hanging on to that little Monero. And I might look into getting a Monero, specifically Monero wallet. That might be a place to put profits, by the way. Although Dash also has a privacy feature that I'm going to learn more about. And for my friend, Ripple, what is Ripple doing? This is, again, a one-day chart. We have kind of lower tops here, and we have higher bottoms. You might call this a wedge. I don't know where you want to draw. You can draw them across, but really, are they really across? I mean, you could call this a triple top. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you on Ripple, but if it comes back down to this line, buy some. Right? If you again. Now, this is to be construed as financial advice. Just, if it comes down to this line, then that would say sideways trading range, and it comes down to this line and doesn't go below it significantly, that would be probably a good point to get in because it's going to go at some point, perhaps. And again, it's a centralized coin. It's not a decentralized coin. It's specifically the workhorse of a lot of the banking industry who wants to do faster payments than the things that they're currently using. All right, so that's it for today. People, going back to Bitcoin, we're going to see 10,000. And I'll go back to the 1 hour chart. We are going to see 10,000. And then we'll probably see a pretty good size correction. There will be some kind of news that's negative, and then it will just pick right up and it will keep going because the world is coming in. The world is coming in. Millions upon millions of people have talked about it over their Thanksgiving holidays in the United States, at least, and all over the world. There are critical situations where the fiat currencies are failing. And it seems like it's just in other places, but it's going to be everywhere. And so I want you to get into these cryptos, and I want you to learn this shit, and I want you to learn it good. I want you to learn it and start small, start where you are, but learn it. Because we're all going to have to learn this. Just like we all learned how to use cell phones, we all had to learn how to do email, we all had to learn how to surf the web. You're going to have to learn this. All right? So that's it for today. Welcome to Monday. It is November 27th, and we'll see what happens from here, people. This has been the Morning Cryptos, and if you like what I do, I really appreciate you giving me those thumbs up, and I appreciate you subscribing. And if you like music with actual words and actual real musicians playing real instruments, check out my music. If you are a man and you want to become a better man in more ways than just your money, Because you can have all the money in the world, but if you haven't worked on yourself, you're going to be a miserable human being. So either way, you need to work on yourself so that you can make the money, or you need to work on yourself so you can keep the money and keep your sanity if you have the money. So either way, check out my Better Man project. And I think that's it for now. I'm looking forward to seeing where this goes next. Peace, grooviness, over and out. I will see you in the next one. Start the music.